When I was little, I would always see my dad disappearing for weeks at a time, not knowing where he went. As I grew older, I finally found out where he went. He went hunting up at our cabin. I was never really old enough when I was little to even hold a gun, because I was a pretty small kid. But as I grew older and came legal age, I was allowed to hunt. My first hunting trip was probably the most unforgettable I've ever had. 4:30 in the morning, alarm rings, you wake up, don't really feel like going anywhere. All 12 guys of us stumble out, make our breakfast, and then we head out. In my speech, you'll be able to know the types of game, the types of guns you can use, some safety regulations, as well as bag limits and some calls. There's 4 different types of game categories. There's small game, which is like your squirrel, rabbit. Then there's your fur bear. What this has to do with is just any type of animal that you can use their fur to sell, such as fox or mink or muskrat. There's 2 different types, 2 different ways that you can get them. One is hunting. This way, you're only allowed to get coyote, fox, the bigger ones with their fur is not as expensive. And then there's trapping, which is more along the beaver, raccoon, mink, muskrat, but you can do either anything under the hunting and trapping for trapping. Then there's also big game, which is your elk, your deer, your bear, your turkey. And then there's waterfowl, which are your goose and duck. As far as your weapons go, there's 4 different categories. You got your rifles, your shotguns, your handguns, and then your bows and crossbows. As far as the rifles are concerned, the .22, .243, and so on is the type of caliber. .22 is the smallest. It's about 1.5 inches big. That's usually used for squirrel. And as you go up the line, you have bigger guns, so you'd have bigger animals. So 7mm would probably be used for like an elk or a bear. As far as shotguns, people use them for pretty much anything. Use them for ducks, small game. A lot of people use them for hunting big game. You can use a slug, which is like a round piece of lead that comes out and it does a lot more damage than the regular shotgun BBs. And then there's handguns. A lot of people don't really use these for hunting. It's more of like at the target range or something like that. But I know some people that do. My dad, he uses a .44 Magnum, pretty big gun, can do a lot of damage. So some people get the thrill with that. As far as bows and crossbows, you can use them for most of your bigger game. That's for a bigger challenge. It's a lot harder to hit an animal of bigger size with a smaller arrow, and the precision is a lot more advanced. As far as safety and regulations, you have to have a minimum amount of orange for each season. As far as your small game and your like elk and deer, you need to wear an orange vest, 360 around, and an orange hat. And for turkey, because they have really good eyesight, you need just wear an orange hat while you're moving, but when you're stationary, you can just take it off. And all those are just the squirrels from this year that I got. As far as the days you can hunt, it's Monday through Saturday for everything, but everything has a certain season, and for that you have to look at the Pennsylvania Hunting and Trapping Digest, and it has everything. As far as on Sunday, there's 3 animals you can hunt: groundhogs, crows, and coyotes. Crows are just annoying, so I guess they figure you can just get rid of them that way. Coyotes, they actually kill the deer population, and they say that there's so many deer out there, there's really not. So they put a law through saying that you can hunt coyotes all year. And groundhogs, you can just go to farmers, they're past, so you can just kill them. For hunting, the times that you can hunt, it's 30 minutes before dusk or dawn, and then 30 minutes after dusk, just for safety reasons. Your bag limits, for your small game, there's not really a lot of restrictions. As far as for squirrel, I know you can get 6 a day. It seems like a lot, but there's a lot of times we don't get any, or you just get 1. For big game, it's 1 per tag. When you get a license, you automatically get a deer, but if you want to get another deer, you have to get tags, and those cost money. So say you have your license, if you have your license and 3 other tags, you can get a total of 4 deer. As far as the waterfowl, it's different per species. For example, like the canvasbacks, you can get one this year as well as 2 scalps daily, and it goes different for mallards and all sorts of stuff. As far as the game calls, there's different kinds. You have box calls, which are these are turkey calls. You have hand calls, this is a squirrel call. And then you have mouth calls. This is a distress call for a coyote, so it's a cottontail, so it's distress call, the coyote comes around, you shoot it. And then this is a locator. What this does is you blow it real loud, it's a real high-pitched yelp, and the coyote will call back, or whatever you're hunting for will call back, and you'll be able to call it in. With this, I hope if you ever have the time, maybe pick up a hobby you could go on to.